Osiris.
Support for this podcast comes from Zuri Food, all natural, all human grade dog food, offering 4 different diets to optimize nutrition for your pup, and now 2 different kinds of dog treats as well. Visit www.zurifood.com today to order yours, because pups are people too.
Thanks for tuning in to GuitarCast with Andy Keithley, a member of the Osiris Podcast Network. This episode features banjo picker Mark Cassidy of the Hillbenders, the Get Down Boys, and Keller Williams' new bluegrass Tom Petty tribute, PettyGrass. Check out osirispod.com to see a full list of the podcasts in the Osiris family, and follow Osiris on Twitter and Instagram at osirispod. Visit guitarcast.net for more interviews and performances, and while you're there, throw $1 in the tip jar to support GuitarCast. Thanks to everyone who's been reaching out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at GuitarCastPod. I really appreciate the feedback. Also, thanks for rating and reviewing the podcast in your podcast app. This episode is brought to you by our friends at CashOrTrade.org. Cash or Trade is the Airbnb of concert tickets and a must-have for live music lovers. Right now, Cash or Trade is offering listeners of this podcast 25% off a year of gold membership. Purchase concert tickets for face value and avoid scams and scalpers by going to cashortrade.org/Osiris. That's cashortrade.org/Osiris for 25% off a year of gold membership. Here is GuitarCast episode 18 with banjo picker Mark Cassidy. All right, well, we're rolling. Yeah, man. Mark Cassidy, my guest today on the GuitarCast. How you doing, Mark?
Hey, doing fantastic.
So good to have you in here finally. I've been bringing this up probably for a long time about doing a podcast.
Yeah, I've been aching to get on.
It's a real podcast, man.
Yeah, I love it.
So, Mark, you are the banjo player for the Hillbenders.
Yep, correct. Yep.
And for the Get Down Boys.
Correct, yep.
And those 2 bands are basically how we met. I think we met...
BAM.
At the BAM tour.
Yeah.
Exactly. The Bluegrass album. We did this tour. It was the Get Down Boys, the Hillbenders, and... the Hat Trick?
Yeah, Hat Trick, yeah.
Sean Kanan.
And,
it was the Bluegrass Avalanche on Missouri tour that Sean set up. And it was...
we made tens of dollars.
Oh, tens of dollars, man. And that was actually like a really fun
super fun
trip, right?
I think I slept for a week after that
tour. Dude, I mean, we just like really pushed it for 4 straight days. But we did... Kansas City, played Knuckleheads.
Kansas City, yeah, and then
Springfield, we did Pat and Alley Pub.
Columbia, we did.
Or no, we didn't play Pat and Alley. Didn't? Was that the one that got?
That was the one that got canceled.
Okay,
we didn't do Springfield.
We ended up in Cape Girardeau.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
Yeah.
The boot heel of Missouri, if that tells.
Oh man. But that was a lot of fun, and then we ended up in St. Louis at the old Rock House.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that was like it was packed?
Yeah, that was a great show.
That was a great time. And it was actually blizzarding outside, and people were like outside having a snowball fight and stuff. I remember we had Israel's Transit and he brought his bike along for some reason. His bike was on top of the Transit. So there was like all this snow coming down, and just out in the parking lot there's this blue Transit covered in snow with a bike just sitting right on top.
The only bike outside in St. Louis.
I remember people asking me like, whose bike is that? It's like February, but yeah, man, that was a lot of fun. I think that's when I met most of the Hillbenders. But a banjo player at that time, Matt Brewer, who's from Springfield, he had known you guys before then. And
I think he went to school with Gary.
Is that right?
Bass player, yeah.
Okay. Cool. And so the Hillbenders have. Tell me about the Hillbenders.
The Hillbenders are, we're still touring around a thing that we did. We started off playing mostly original music. We wrote most of our stuff and performed that mostly at bluegrass festivals and everything. and then moved on to this project recently, or I guess recently. It seems
a couple of years.
Yeah, a couple of years in the process. We've been doing Tommy, a bluegrass opry, which is our take on the Who's rock opera Tommy, the first rock opera of all time, I guess. And
how did that come? Like, was that something that was commissioned for you guys or something?
Yeah, we had Lewis Myers, one of the founders of South by Southwest. He was taking on the role of overseeing Folk Alliance International, and that's kind of how we met him, going to that conference, which is in Kansas City. Super fun. Yeah. Super great bands. Always go out there. But we wound up meeting him out there, and he took a liking to the band and became friends with him for multiple years, 5 years, I guess. And he, I guess, had this idea to do this for 20 plus years. He wanted to have a bluegrass band and just didn't know when he wanted to do it or who he wanted to do it with. And so then he contacted us, I guess, about 2.5, 3 years ago with this idea. And we were kind of didn't know if he was kidding or what he was wanting to do with it. And I wasn't sure what the market would be for something like that, because it's kind of small. It's a sort of a, pretty specific piece.
Right.
For people. But, there's Tommy heads out there for sure.
Sure. And I think the people are drawn to the concept of a specific tribute, like an album.
Yeah.
Or even if, I'm sure you made a lot of Who fans.
Well, there's people that had
never heard of the Who or that album.
They just enjoyed the music.
And they just enjoyed the fact that you guys are playing it.
We kind of go through with it and tell the story as it goes along, too.
You kind of have to, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you just start singing, Uncle Ernie, singing about Uncle Ernie, it's going to be...
Yeah, you need some context.
Confused, yeah.
But that's cool. So there's like narration and
yeah.
And that kind
so
of thing.
we each take one little segment and kind of describe what's going on there. It's kind of because if you don't know the story, you're going to be completely lost. And we've had people that even with the narration, they had no idea what the hell was going on. So it's kind of you can only guide them so much.
Yeah, and. Didn't you guys... I mean, I know you guys got written up in like Rolling Stone or Billboard, maybe?
Yeah, both.
Both. Yeah. And didn't you meet some of Roger Daltrey?
Yeah, we did for the teens, for the Who's Teen Cancer Society. We did a benefit with Roger, and got to meet him and perform the Tommy, for all the crowd over there and for him. And then we did.
He didn't sing on it, did he?
No, he didn't. No, that would have been
cool.
That would have been over the top. But then we also met Pete Townsend.
Oh, cool.
He was actually the first one to kind of reach out and say, "Hey, if you guys want to come to one of our shows." So we met him out in Nashville and got to go backstage and all that other stuff. And he's real excited about the project. He was
cool, very
responsive about it. So Pete's actually a banjo player.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. So that's great, man. And so you're still doing Tommy, and you guys have this new thing coming up this year.
Oh yeah.
With Keller Williams, which I was really excited when you told me about this, because I've been a big fan of Keller Williams since
Isn't he awesome?
Way back.
Yeah.
He's all about it. So I kind of got into him in high school and was like doing a lot of tape trading and downloading, and had a big collection of live Keller Williams stuff. And then that was in the days where it was almost exclusively solo looper shows. And throughout the years, he's just joined and created all these different projects, with the Keels and with the Traveling McCurrys, String Cheese Incident. Mm-hmm. And now he's gonna be with the Hillbenders. Yep. So tell me about that.
Yeah, we're backing him up and doing... So he had recorded before. It's available on SoundCloud. I think you can find it. He recorded before just kind of a bluegrass Tom Petty thing that he was fooling around with a few of his buddies. And we kind of knew about that. And Jimmy, our guitar player, is a huge Petty fan and really wanted to do something to celebrate the life of Tom Petty. and to kind of bring that music around to a lot of these bluegrass festivals, because they all transfer over so well.
Sure.
And they're all such great tunes. So we reached out, and they kind of got back to us, and we kind of stewed about what we could do. We met Keller over at the Del McCurry's festival over there in Maryland.
Yeah, Delfest,
yeah, and we played Nightgrass with the Traveling McCurry's.
Oh, sweet!
And Keller came out with them, and we're just kind of hanging backstage and jamming a little bit, and made friends with him, and so it was kind of like a little connection there from the get-go, and then wound up later on kind of connecting on this Tom Petty thing, which is really magical.
I guess if you're being associated and playing on stage with McCurry's, there's not a much higher standard that you can have.
You win.
Yeah, you're in. Well, that's great, man. So what you're doing a couple festivals with him, is that right?
Yeah, we should be doing. I can't, I don't know the festivals right off the top of my head. It's kind of in the process of getting it out.
Yeah, they just announced this a couple of days ago, really.
So a bunch of really cool festivals I know are we're talking to and trying to work out, and we're real excited about getting it out there. I think we're doing something between like 15 to 20 dates, so it's going to be
cool.
Festivals or good club dates in bigger cities, I'd imagine. So we're pretty excited about it.
Nice, man. And what is it? Hillbenders.com or what's?
Hillbenders.com is where you can find it, and I think PettyGrass. I don't know if it has its own website or anything like that, but I know Keller's posting about it a bunch too, and on Facebook and everything like that. So.
I can't imagine anyone who wouldn't want to see that set. I mean,
it's Tom Petty.
It's Tom Petty music
played by Keller Williams
with Keller and a smoking bluegrass band. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, pretty pumped about it.
Well, let's speaking of bluegrass, while I've got you here on the show, I want to get as much music in as I can.
Absolutely.
So, what do you say? You want to do a little Salt Creek?
Yeah.
Nice picking there, Mark.
Thank you. Likewise. An oldie but a goodie.
Yeah. So did you start playing guitar first or banjo first?
Banjo. Yeah.
You started with banjo.
Yeah, I actually.
Wow.
I think I played trumpet when I was in 4th grade of grade school, and that was the only instrument I had played prior to banjo.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so, what got you interested in the banjo?
You know, I was definitely. I don't think I even knew bluegrass was really around.
You grew up in Southern California, right?
Yeah, Huntington Beach.
Huntington Beach.
So I think if it was backup music at Knott's Berry Farm, I think
absolutely. And there's, you can't blame anyone for.
No, well, it's just
that's what bluegrass. that's what it is. It is, you know.
Yeah, it's hillbilly elevator.
It's cartoon music. Yeah.
But I had a substitute teacher when I was in. I think my freshman year of high school or 8th grade of in between there, and he came up to me and he randomly gave me this CD of bluegrass. His name was Mr. Ben, and he handed me a CD that said Mr. Ben's Bluegrass on it.
Sounds like a band right there.
Yeah, Mr. Ben's Bluegrass, and that's actually a fine idea. And I took it home and listened to it, and I had never heard anything. Do
you remember what was on it?
Yeah, I do. It was "Old and in the Way" was on it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, "Pig in the Pen."
Yeah.
And then there was Bluegrass Album Band, which you can't go wrong there. I mean,
Man, sounds like a great CD already.
Doc Watson was on it. Sweet Georgia Brown and John Henry Brown was on it too. And then what was the? I think that might have been it. Those 3 artists, and it was a mix of that.
That's perfect, man.
Oh, man.
If that doesn't get somebody into bluegrass, then it's not for them.
They're not you.
Yeah.
If that doesn't get anybody into bluegrass,
I mean, you could convert anybody with those Doc Watson Bluegrass Album Band. And Old in the Way is great because Old in the Way is so traditional. And it's such a roots band, but it's made up.
So not.
but at the same time, it's made up of these guys who all do other things.
Yeah.
You know,
some Peter Rowan chants and some.
Yeah.
I always thought it was cool. Jerry Garcia's banjo playing. He was missing his middle finger on his right hand, and so he had to play with his thumb, his index, and his ring finger. So it kind of gives it this little interesting hop. And the next time you listen to it, it's kind of it's very hoppy.
It's like a wheel that's like an oblong wheel.
Yeah.
Kind of,
But I mean, it's so unique and so Jerry, man.
Yeah. No, it is fantastic. Man, so that's cool. So
and of course, Vassar Clemens on fiddle. Holy moly!
Yeah. I heard that Vassar. This is just totally rumor, but this is a story that I heard, is that Vassar didn't really know much about the Grateful Dead, and that he, was just thought that this was a bluegrass band he was playing with, and saw like a picture of Jerry Garcia on a magazine or up on a poster or something, and said, "Hey, that looks a lot like this guy I play in a bluegrass band with," and it's like Grateful Dead,
like the biggest band at that time,
the biggest band ever, and yeah. But man, yeah, those are some of my definitely right on the list of my top, 5 bluegrass influences. Yeah, Tony Rice, in the Bluegrass Album Band. And you play guitar also, right? I mean,
yeah, reluctantly.
Yeah, but it's
No, it's fun.
It's part of your repertoire if you're doing.
I love doing. I really love singing those old classic country tunes. Some Merle Haggard type stuff, and then it's always fun to write. Whether you're writing gold or
and
not.
Writing really changes with the instrument that you're writing on.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like in songs that were written on piano are wildly different structurally and harmonically a lot of the time than if you sit down with a guitar. And I would imagine, do you write on the banjo?
I have.
Yeah, sure.
But I don't think that it's my preferred method of writing.
Yeah.
Just because I think how open and how full the guitar is.
Yep.
it really helps fill in a song. Or, just like piano, it's like
you have a
you
lot.
don't really need anything else.
Right.
Everything else, it really fills in everything. So it's easier to write that way, so you can get like a better idea of what you're doing instead of like trying to write and 3-finger roll the whole time.
Right. Do you remember a song I would like to do? If you remember, the banjo break is Matterhorn.
Yeah,
you remember that one?
Yeah.
I'd like to do that one, and then maybe we can do "Won't Back Down" to get some Tom Petty in there.
Was that in what was that, D?
Yeah. D, and starts on that B minor.
Yeah, what a great tune.
It's just the best. I mean,
the Mighty Matterhorn.
It's really one of the best songs ever written. All right, the old Matterhorn.
1, 2, 3.
We started out from Bern one sunny August morn. There was just the 4 of us against the Matterhorn. There was Albert the Australian and John the Irishman, me and Bill from Britain, mad dogs in the sun. Matterhorn, Matterhorn, many have tried and many have died to climb the Matterhorn, that mighty Matterhorn. Well, 2 miles up, we lost John and the rations fell below. Al and Bill are lying neath an avalanche of snow. Well, now here I am all alone, and I know I cannot stop. It hits 2 more yards in front of me before I reach the top. Matterhorn, Matterhorn, many have tried and many have died to climb the Matterhorn, that mighty Matterhorn. Well, now here I am a-dying upon the Matterhorn. Not a bed for me to lie in, nor a friend to keep me warm. Well, the Queen would surely knight me if I could get back down, but it's closer here to heaven than it is back to the ground. Matterhorn, Matterhorn, many have tried and many have died to climb the Matterhorn, that mighty Matterhorn. Matterhorn, Matterhorn, many have tried and many have died to climb the Matterhorn, that mighty Matterhorn, that mighty Matterhorn.
Yeah, fantastic.
That's such a great song, man. Thanks for indulging me on that
Of
one.
course, yeah. I will play that song anytime.
Yeah, there's a couple of songs that are on my list of just songs that work every time. I'll never get sick of playing them. That's on there. Church Street Blues is on that list.
Man, that
Just incredible song.
do yourself a favor.
Seriously.
Church Street Blues. Oh man, solo Tony Wright singing guitar.
Yeah. Or any key. I mean, whatever.
I mean, well, we're in A. Yeah, I mean, we could do like, what about like Rolling My Sweet Baby's Arms or something?
Sure. Yeah, that's a good burner.
Give us bluegrass.
Yep.
Another oldie but a goodie.
That's how that one goes.
Shaving the haircut.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Well, what do you say we just keep plowing
Keep plowing
along here?
What about that? Let's do that petty tune.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Stand me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down. I'm gonna stand my ground, won't be turned around. And I keep this world from bringing me down. Gonna stand my ground, and I won't back down. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. Hey, I stand my ground, and I won't back down. got just one life in a world that keeps on pushing me around, but I'll stand my ground and I won't back down. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. Hey, I stand my ground and I won't back down. Stand my ground and I won't back down. No, I won't back down.
Petty.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Mr. Mark Cassidy
Hey, thank you so
on
much.
the
Thanks for
banjo,
having
a member of the Hillbenders, who are going to be out with Keller Williams PettyGrass Band at some festival dates and so forth.
Getting heady on petty.
That's right. Mark, thanks, man, for doing this. And
been a pleasure.
Okay.
Hey, thank you so much, man.
See y'all. Thanks for listening.
Peace.
This episode was produced, edited, and hosted by me, Andy Keithley. On the next episode, I'm joined by guitarist Woody Applenalp, who shares about playing with artists like Lauryn Hill and Nels Cline. See you next time.
Osiris.